We got Chase Bank having major issues on the credit card side. We got the Coast Guard out there trying to calm fears over a damaged ship with explosive Russian fertilizer on it. That has my attention, and I don't know if calming down is necessarily the way to go about it. We got a bunch of updates on the Hurricane Helene. We have an update on the dam in Lake Lure, North Carolina. I'm sure you've heard about that and the threats there. We got Trump and Zelensky meeting, and the results are as hilarious as you thought they would be. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and I am out here in the mountains of Spain. This is the Pyrenees, or near the Pyrenees. I'm not sure exactly. On the second day on my pilgrimage on the Camino de Santiago. I'm posting a video over on my other channel talking about what it's like for a whole bunch of people bugging out who have never bugged out before, and just some of my observations, some of the things that I think maybe they did wrong, or some of the things that they haven't dialed in just yet. That is stuff that might be very applicable to you guys who haven't really done much hiking or backpacking or bugging out practice, just to give you an idea of what separates someone who has a lot of experience versus someone who doesn't have experience, and how important physical conditioning is for that. Some of those results may surprise you. Before we dive in, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts get out of stocks and bonds over into gold, silver, and platinum. Gorgeous views all around, and beautiful sky. It's been raining all morning, and finally, it stopped raining. It's wonderful. It's beautiful again. But if you want to find out more from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, what that would look like, what the fees are, all that kind of stuff, and see if it's right for you, there'll be a link at the end of this video. All right, let's start off with Helene. Helene made landfall as a strong Category 4 storm, causing intense flooding inland across a dozen states, close to a dozen states. 1.2 million without power in South Carolina, 962,000 in Georgia, 900,000 in North Carolina, 850,000 in Florida, and on and on and on. Those are the big states, but we got some other states in the mix there too. Big news out there has been Lake Lure, North Carolina. There were a bunch of evacuations there, as they said a dam break was looming there. They are now saying that the danger has passed. That is according to officials. They're saying people can return to their homes, but that is good news that did not overtop and break. Crazy stuff happened out there, right? We got Trump and Zelensky met. This is after Zelensky batting down J.D. Vance and saying basically that Donald Trump didn't understand anything about Ukraine and what's going on over there. Trump said nice things about Putin and that they were buddies. So Zelensky just got all huffy. It was the clips are fun to watch, so you can check that out yourself. But definitely worth your time to see some of that. This is from Keith. Apparently a damaged Russian ship, MV Ruby, filled with 20,000 tons of high boom ammonium nitrate, is anchored in the English Channel near the Kent coast, which isn't far from where I live. So now, technically it is a Maltese flagged cargo ship, but it has Russian fertilizer, ammonium nitrate, on it. Of course, that is pretty powerful stuff. If you see what Oklahoma City looked like, you see the effect of what that looks like. All right. Also out there we have it is a cracked hull and damaged propeller and rudder. So they've damaged propeller and rudder. Baltic ports near where it was were refusing to let it into their ports because they were afraid of a catastrophic explosion. So that, and plus they just don't like Russians. So there's that kind of going on, and so they are out in the English Channel trying to figure out what to do, where to take it in order to get the propeller fixed, rudder fixed. I'm not sure if it's being towed, but it is limping along at very best, and it is filled with some pretty nasty stuff, right? All right, Paradise is running low on virgins because of all the jihadis that Israel is sending there. Large airstrikes in the capital of Beirut. They were actually targeting Hezbollah headquarters and targeting Nasrallah himself. He's the leader of Hezbollah, so considered a civilian by a lot of countries out there. So that is kind of a big step in that direction. Up until recently, Israel has not targeted the civilian leadership of Hezbollah and other organizations like that. So that is a change out there. No word yet on whether Nasrallah himself perished in the airstrike, but Hezbollah is saying that they missed. This is a report from Readeroo. Social Security numbers being stolen by illegals. This is being discovered by Peoria, Illinois Food Stamp Office. And the answer to that, of course they are. Of course they're stealing Social Security numbers. We know this, of course. You ever notice, like, anytime you tried to get a loan or something like that, and they're like, just put your Social Security number here. It will clarify everything. And then they ask you for your date of birth as well, and your address, and they want more and more information. It's like, well, I just gave you my Social Security number. There's only one person using that Social Security number, isn't there? You have to ask the question, how many people are using some of these Social Security numbers? Like the most easily guessed ones, like whether it's like 111, 11, 1111. How many different people have stuck that onto their form? How many different names are using those Social Security numbers? So it's evident, it's clear that not only are one person, it's not one person using each Social Security number, it's a lot of people using these Social Security numbers, right? Also, update from Readeroo. My daughter works at a convenience, this is from Tara. My daughter works at a convenience store, and she says that they keep running out of diesel. This is in northern Wisconsin. Eyes Wide says update. By the way, if you guys have any updates, make sure you use the word update in your comment. It can be on this video or any video on this channel. Don't put it over on the Poplar Prepper channel, okay? The blue background should be the clue that it's a different channel. I searched this channel for those update keywords, right? All right, so Eyes Wide says, there's a local dentist who just got in trouble in my area for reusing disposable equipment. Now people are having to be tested for HIV and hepatitis. So low diesel, low integrity. We got all sorts of shortages out there, don't we? Jeffrey says, Steve, up here in Calgary, Canada, we use Chase for our bank accounts. Now this is for a company, okay? We have two payment terminals on our desk. One is for Canada and the other is for the USA, so that American customers can pay us and their money stays in the US. It goes to a USA bank account, right? Well, since Monday morning, both sides have not been able to process any payments. That's the Canadian side and the US side. Anytime we call the support line, we get excuses. It's now Friday morning and still nothing, yet no mention in the media. Not being able to process things, Chase Bank not able to get those things fixed, and it was not just a one-off, or else a support line wouldn't be overwhelmed like that. All right, Big Blue says Walnut Port, PA. Giant Food Store's website was down, so I couldn't load coupons before shopping. When I got there, they announced the store was cash only. Because they had no ability to process credit or debit cards. So I don't know if that's connected to the Chase thing at all, but it might be. It's a good thing that preppers know to keep some cash on hand. Yeah, it's funny. They want to get us off cash, get us off cash, get us off cash, and then an emergency hits, a hurricane hits, a power outage hits, and suddenly an internet outage, and suddenly it's like, oh, we only accept cash. And you go, didn't you guys say that we don't take cash, or that you should stop using cash? And yet suddenly in a situation, that's all they want to accept. I'll tell you what, over here in Spain, they don't like cards. They're a very cash system here. Indie Girl says, Mishawaka, Indiana, called to have labs done. Sorry, I got bugs all over me. It's a cow patty. Our healthcare systems in the area no longer have a phlebotomist hired into their employ. It's now third-party laboratory to do jobs, to do the labs for your doctor. Even our top-line hospital in the Grandeur area has employed the McDonald's type phlebotomist office inside the hospital. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. I just don't like that health model. So yeah, we got everything's being outsourced, privatized, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but the problem is that when you combine that with the system that we have of insurance, it's just they're incentivized to not give you the care, right? They're incentivized to just make you go away, and to just give you the answers you want to hear, not the answers that you need to hear. This is Edward in Ozark, Arkansas. The Ozark Weekly paper published its last edition after 114 years. Reason being financial trouble. Big national chain stores don't advertise locally. They also drive local stores out of business. No ad revenue, no paper, because the economy is so great. Yeah, we're seeing major institutions, companies that have been in business for 100 plus years, including newspapers, going out of business right and left because the economy is so great, right? CUCV Farmer. In West Michigan, one-day-old bull calves are now selling for $750 from farms. Price of the finished steer is going to go way up for farmers to make money paying that much for calves. So we're going to see big price increases out there for beef. We're going to see big price increases for heifers, and just being able to get cows that can make calves, right? This is really a major tidal wave that's coming our way that I keep telling you guys, stock up on beef now. And I'm surprised that we've had this much of a run, that things have been so good for so long, but it is on the surface. Our cattle herd is astronomically low. This beef shortage is going to hit, and it's going to hit like a tidal wave. If you think this egg shortage is bad, friends, this is going to be way, way worse. I promise you. So you need to be getting prepared and getting ahead of this thing. Tammy says, Mercy Healthcare in Missouri will no longer accept Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance as of January 2025. This includes some of the Medicaid and Medicare coverage. Said it will affect 2 million Missourians. That is a big deal out there, okay? The consolidation of our medical system, the system is such a hodgepodge system, and it just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't work. I mean, you guys are telling me all the time of situations. I don't share a lot of them because they don't necessarily apply to everybody else necessarily, but these stories are not unique, and they're happening all the time, where people are slipping through the cracks. They're getting pounded hard by just the overwhelming failure of the system, right? So what do? I don't know. I've opted out of the system myself. That's my solution. I don't know for a lot of you guys, if you're in Medicare, can you really get out of it? It'll cost you a lot of money to get out of it, and your most promising options are insurance companies. So that's difficult, right? This is from Bonnie. Went to Costco to get prescriptions as it is cheaper than CVS. So if you have a lot of prescriptions that you're having to pay out of pocket for, it may be cheaper to get over to Costco. You can check that out and see if that'll save you money. Hopefully it does. I know a lot of you guys are really tight on the budget side. This is from also from Keith, who discussed the Russian fertilizer disaster waiting to happen. Keith says, here on the Isle of Wight, England, Isle of Wight, England, I had a text from my local doctor's surgery. Our local emergency department and ambulance service are seeing very high levels of demand and need your help to manage overcrowding in the department. Please choose the correct service for your needs. If it's not life-threatening emergency, please contact your GP, pharmacist, dentist, midwife, and community response team. So please don't come to the hospital, essentially. We don't want you. It goes on a bit more, ending with thank you for your support and understanding. Very difficult times, not just for the United States. Socialized medicine across the world is also not doing so great. People having a great difficult time getting into see doctors in Canada as well as the UK. It's difficult, friends, but we need to just keep trying to come up with solutions and doing things better and better. All right, friends, thanks for putting up with the wonderful views out here, but also allowing me to get out here and really focus in on my health. And I'm meeting just a tremendous number of people that are just really cool. Some Taiwanese people, South Koreans, met some a lady from Hong Kong, met people from the UK, of course, Americans, some great guys from New Orleans down there, and they didn't hold me being from Pittsburgh against me. That's great. People from all over. Met a Nigerian who is living in exile in Vancouver because she became a Christian and her parents are Muslim. So crazy stories, crazy things out there, and meeting a lot of really cool people. You may start seeing a few of them pop up on this channel or on my Poplar Prepper channel. I'll probably put a lot more of that stuff over on there because that makes more sense. If it's related to the news and everything, we'll get it over here. Please do keep your updates coming in. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there on the screen. If you want to check out another video from the channel, there's one right up there. I'll see you guys over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.